You're a good girl. You're a good girl. Yes. Okay, Apple, now you sit and listen. Sit, please. Good. Hi, welcome to yet another edition of
Ask the Breeder.
Sounded ominous, didn't it? But anyway, this is a special edition of Ask the Breeder because I've noticed lately some of you have had questions that pertain to our Cavaliers. And so I went through and I found actually like several people asking the same question over and over again. So I figured it would be very good for me to just answer those questions in this video. So let's get right to it, shall we? By the way, because so many people ask the same question, I'm not going to be able to read everyone's name who submitted that question, so there will only be one, but I do appreciate everyone who asked those questions. So, from Poco, among other people, we have the question, are we keeping Sherlock? Sherlock, of course, is Apple's little boy, who is currently just over 3 weeks old. And the only answer I can give is that it's way too early to tell. Breeders always have the quandary of whether or not to keep a puppy. If you kept every puppy that you absolutely fell in love with, the house would have about 400 puppies in it. There are more than 101 Dalmatians, believe me. So we have to be judicious, and we tend to keep the ones whose characteristics we would like to show off and perpetuate, which means that we want to be able to show them in dog shows and possibly down the line breed them. The earliest I can possibly tell whether there's some indication that a puppy is going to be worthy of showing or breeding would be at about 8 weeks of age. There is one breeder expert who is very well recognized by Cavalier breeders and others around the country, around the world, who has a theory that at 8 weeks old, on the nose, 8 weeks old, a puppy will have the characteristics and the structure that it will again grow into as an adult. So I will do my preliminary evaluation at 8 weeks because I do believe there's some validity to what she says in that theory. I have a checklist myself of, I believe it's 20 different items, and I rate the puppy on those 20 characteristics with score from 1 to 5. And the closer they get to 100, the more likely we are to keep them. But again, it's kind of an overall feeling anyway. So we don't know. The next question comes from a lot of people, including Karma, who says, what happened to the Ken Puppy Derby of 2024? The Ken Puppy Derby, you will recall, is an event that we have been running for the last few years, taking place, of course, on the first Saturday in May. Well, unfortunately, on the first Saturday in May and during the time period leading up to the first Saturday in May, we were very, very busy taking care of Sherlock and at the time Watson as well, and feeding around the clock and really a lot of intensive work. And we did not have the time to make preparations. So I took it upon myself to unilaterally decide that there would be a postponement. Watch for that video, though. Sometime in the next few weeks, we will have a Ken Puppy Derby. Charles, I like that name, asks, can we as viewers contribute something to you in Watson's memory? Well, granted, it's a very expensive proposition to go through what we went through. Just routine breeding can be extremely costly, but when you factor in emergency clinics, intensive care, all those other factors, we certainly are in debt as a result of what happened with this litter. However, I have to tell you that this is something that good breeders accept. It's something that happens. Sometimes you'll get 5 or 6 wonderful puppies, everything goes smoothly, they don't have to see the vet until they have their first well visit at around 9 or 10 weeks old. Other times you have situations like we had, you have cesarean sections, you have all sorts of things that can happen and run up the cost, so we accept that. There is one thing, though, that I would very much appreciate anyone who would like to help us do, and that's very simple. When you get to the end of this video, at the very end you're going to see a couple things pop up, and one of them is going to be a little picture like this of a cute puppy head, and that, if you click on it, will allow you to become a subscriber if you're not already a subscriber to our channel. And if you do that, and if you have friends who you would like to tell about this channel, if you think they might be interested, please recommend it to them. And the reason is very simple. I feel that one of the things we want to do is to share our knowledge and experience with as many people as possible. I mean, I've spent my life sharing knowledge and experience. It's not trigonometry anymore, now it's dogs all the time. But if I can, I would love to do that. So subscribe if you haven't already, and encourage your friends who are interested in dogs to subscribe to the channel. Easy to do. Cherry would like to know, how's Jamba doing? Jamba's just fine. He doesn't live with us. He lives with our daughter and granddaughter about a mile down the road. And I might need another dog to keep me company here because Apple left me. And he's doing just fine. In fact, as I'm recording this, we are less than a week away from Jamba's first foray into the ring in the Westminster Dog Show. Westminster Dog Show will be held on Monday, May 13th. You know, what you see on television is the group competition. In order to get there, the dogs that are from each breed have to defeat all the other entries in their breed. And the breed competition is where Jamba will most likely be seen. I mean, if we win the breed, I will be jumping up and down for joy for about another 10 years. But he certainly will be competing for breed, and we hope he can win something, if not best of breed. Within a few hours, usually, of the competition, they will post on their website links to recordings of the breed competition. This is a screenshot from the Westminster Kennel Club website from 12 years ago when I was in the ring with Derby. Yes, that's me there. And I'm sure their website has changed quite a bit since then, but it's essentially the same operation. You find your breed competition videos and click on that link and then go to the Cavalier King Charles Spaniels and you will see Jamba. My granddaughter Alyssa will be in the ring handling him, and I don't know where the camera is going to be. I'll be standing ringside. I'll probably do my own video of Westminster as well, so watch out for that. And the last question comes from Kim, who would like to know what happened with Teddy. Teddy, you will remember, was a little guy who was very cute. One of Jamba's offspring, actually, because he was the sire. We were not the breeders. One of our friends was the breeder because she owns the dam of the litter. And Teddy was staying with us for a while. We were doing a favor for our friend and helping to socialize him in our home. Turns out that he was placed in a very, very fine home. There's a picture here. I have a picture of him with his new owner. I cropped out the owner's face because I don't personally know her and I don't have her permission to use her image, so I'm just going to leave that out. But you can see how she's sitting on the floor, cuddling with him, taking great care of him, and she took him back to her home in California, and that's where he's living right now, doing very well. So That's it for Ask the Breeder, and I think that's it from my company. Oh, Bootsy's here. Bootsy, come here. Bootsy, come. Grandmother of Sherlock. Yes, you're a grandma. So, thanks for your questions. Feel free to submit any along the way, and we'll see you soon.